Hey everyone, this is Lucas, and welcome to episode number 9 of The Fuji Show, where we talk about Apple products in the workplace. I'm joined by our very own Justin McGow again. Have a fun, rapid-fire episode for you today.
I like rapid fire. I like that.
Yeah. The last one went a little long. So right now, we just want to get down to the brass tacks, and we're talking about email apps. Yes, it's 2016. There are apps for everything, like Slack and Basecamp to communicate better, and Trello and everything, but we still use email, I think, a lot throughout the day. Walking to the car, especially on your iPhone and my Mac, I'm in email all day. So we thought, you know what, it's worth just hashing out kind of our favorite email apps. We even use different email apps. It's very much a personality thing. Everyone is looking for something different in an email app. So a week ago, we actually posted in our internal Basecamp just asking for everyone to chime in with their favorite email apps, pros and cons. And we're just going to go through these. Hopefully what we can do is give you some ideas. Some of these are, most of these are free, actually. Some paid.
Yeah.
And well, just if there's an email app that we did not mention, please comment below. Would love to see what you guys use. I'm always installing and deleting apps, new email apps. I'd like to see what's out there so I can recommend them too.
I think you said it right as it pertains to like personality types.
Yeah.
My personality type, I'll try different things, but once I find that app, once I find it, it's with me for life. Kind of.
Right.
But
yeah.
So
it's going to take a lot to pull you off of your apps.
Exactly.
So let's jump right into the first one. It's Apple Mail. No surprise here. It's worth talking about Apple Mail. Disclaimer, Apple Mail is the one that I'm using right now, and I absolutely love it. I'm using it for
and not iMail, right? Just to make sure we're talking about the same thing. It's not iMail. This is This is called Apple Mail. It's the little stamp at the bottom when you turn on a Mac for the very first time. It's the little stamp.
It's the one that comes on your Mac and your iPhone for free. That's what I'm using right now. I mean, earlier this year, I've probably used a combination of 5 different apps between all of my devices. And I finally, this isn't like a venting episode, but it should be. I was just over just trying new apps for a little while. I was like, let me try Apple's Mail app. And it was beautiful and it worked. After trying a lot of different beta apps and whatnot. So let me just go down the pros list real quick. Of course, it's highly integrated into iOS, and so it's just very familiar no matter what kind of app you're sharing from. You can easily add contacts and appointments from within the email now, like the data detectors are just really accurate.
Getting better, always getting better too.
Yeah, Apple keeps getting better there. And then integrated with iCloud because it's Apple. Like Mail Drop, if you want to email like a large attachment to someone.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah, it'll store your large attachment in a special iCloud link that your receiver can just click on to download.
What's the
kind of
the maximum?
I don't know.
Awesome. I think was it a gig?
Yeah, I think
it was
up
a gig.
there.
Wow, I forgot all about that.
Yep.
See, stuff like that though makes me think, oh wow, should I go back?
Yep.
But
one thing that I know that Apple Mail has that a lot of the others don't, some do, is the ability to minimize, on your iPhone, minimize the current email message.
Yeah.
If you want to jump through like your inbox or sent mail to like look something up, you can minimize something real quick and come back to it. So that's Apple Mail has that.
Yeah.
Let's see, cons. Someone on our team just said it's not intuitive. Again, it's all about personality.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't really flow with whoever posted that. And pretty basic feature set. No frills, like read receipts, which we'll get into in a second.
Right. It can be for everyone. Apple Mail can be for everyone. It's not for everyone, but the feature set that comes along with it is basic.
Exactly.
And relatively clean.
And they're starting to add more things that you can now swipe to archive. If I were being nitpicky, I would like at Apple if we could swipe a little less, because I have to like move my thumb all the way across for it to archive.
in your new 7 Plus, are you going to be able to get there? I mean, are you going to be able to
That
get all
I
that?
don't know.
I kind of hope not, just to see what you have to say. But okay,
Thanks.
yeah, sure.
Thank you. Arrives today though, so I will be able to tell you next episode if I can even. I can't reach the ends of the screen. I'm gonna have to like use 2 hands from now on.
Joystick it. Great.
Anyway, so that's it on Apple Mail. If you haven't used it in a while, it's worth checking out. What I love about it is that it's reliable. Like it works.
Yeah.
So that's just huge for me. Next one is AirMail. Okay, AirMail, one word. And since this is one of your apps of choice, I'll let you go down the list. Do you want to borrow this?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
semi-married to AirMail, but not really. But I kind of am. I'd like to say that on the apps that we're discussing today, some of them have just an iOS app. Some have just a Mac. Most of them have both, right? That we're going over today?
Yep.
Have both. So you can have the same experience on both of your devices. AirMail, I think a great feature is you receive an email, I click reply and I say, thanks, we'll see you then. I can either send the email or I can send and archive the email. So send
That's
and
cool.
archive is a nice option. That's great.
It saves a click.
Yep, saves
right
a click.
after you hit send.
Exactly. They have different themes, different looks, different styles, colors, and like the font sizes change if the subject's really long or if it's short. So that's nice. Some cool snooze features. So if I want an email to come back to me and come back into my inbox in a day, a week, 2 weeks, or I can pick a date, that's really nice.
That one I'll say I miss with Apple Mail.
You should.
Did you ever use Mailbox?
I did.
May the app rest in peace.
Yes.
You know, the first kind of email app here that really took a different approach.
They broke the mold.
Yeah, for like what an email app should do. I loved that feature. And these apps that I've been trying, I love the ability to snooze an email to like, hey, just remind me, get this out of my inbox, remind me in a week from now about this.
If you're
I miss that.
an inbox zero person, it's a great feature.
Yep.
The shortcuts are really familiar along the top. So archive, mark as unread. All those buttons are customizable and very similar to Apple Mail, which is, Apple Mail for me was like my training wheels. I learned how to use email on Apple Mail.
Yep.
I'm still learning how to use email, but okay. There's an iOS app and a Mac app, which is great. Read receipts is nice. I don't know how all that magic really works. I wonder if they just put a little piece of code at the bottom that when a person opens it, it does let me know.
Yeah, this got a little bit of a stink in recent email news with Cloud Magic and Newton, which we'll touch on in a second.
Yes.
But yeah, if any kind of email app that has a read receipt that'll tell you when that person opened the email, it's technically, it has some kind of HTML code in that email. And your email app is technically like tracking activity. So from a privacy standpoint, some people have been all bothered about that. It's really no different than when a company sends you a newsletter and they know that you open the newsletter.
Yeah,
so I don't personally think that it breaches like your privacy necessarily.
Sure.
So that's just where I stand on that.
Good point. Yeah. There's an undo option, which is nice. It connects to lots of different apps. Dropbox, Wunderlist, OmniFocus, Fantastical. It integrates with other services, which is those are nice.
Use those features? I know someone else added that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Did Jimmy add that?
Yep.
Yeah, Jimmy in Nashville.
Like I've tried, apps that integrate, and I don't know. There's never a perfect solution for me. So I don't know. I'll ask Jimmy about it.
Yeah, I kind of have my workflow, so I'd have to purposely really try to break out of it. iCloud email integration, which is nice, because some apps don't work with iCloud email.
Yeah, you can just sign into your iCloud email app. Right. Okay.
Touch ID protection. I didn't know that too on the iOS app. That's great that you can. Does it ask to authenticate every time you open the email? Every time you open the app?
Yeah.
I'll have to check into that. Integrates with VIP senders. Generates to-dos out of emails. That's great. Overall, I think that the AirMail is a really rich feature set, and I think that's why it's popular. And there's the beta version. There's a paid version, which you can find in the Mac App Store. So there's a couple people in Fuji that use AirMail, and I don't think it's by any chance. It's a good It's a good app.
Yeah, it seems like it's sticking around. It's been around for a long time.
Right. Now, it's not free, so it's a one-time charge for each, the Mac and the iOS app. So I think it's worth it. That's good. Mm-hmm. It can be a little overwhelming, potentially overwhelming. The feature set, it's not super busy, but when you go into preferences in AirMail, there's a ton of stuff there, so you can get a little overwhelmed if you're not careful.
And that's, I think, my only knock against it. Like, again, many people on the team use it.
Yeah.
It's very full-featured. But the interface for me, it just, again, personality thing, it just was a little too much for me. Next is Newton. Let me take over that first. Newton is a brand new email app that used to be called Cloud Magic, which a few of us used. Daniel used, I believe. I used it for a while. Bill used it for a while. And this got a big stink this past week because Cloud Magic went to a paid version, which got a lot of controversy. I say good for them. Like, an email app has to generate revenue at some point. Yeah, I think there's a lot of startups in this market, in this space, and that's why email apps are getting bought out and then they disappear after a year. So I'm kind of glad to see that they're charging for these features now. I think they're pretty good features. In fact, Bill on our team is using it because it's got some pretty slick features. The rollout wasn't all that great because Daniel was telling me like they prompted everyone to upgrade first without like a formal announcement of what was coming.
That's tough.
Yeah. But here's just a quick highlights. It has a lot of what AirMail has, but there's like snooze, for example, read receipts so you can see when other people open. But there's two specific kickers that I think are really valuable in a business sense, and that's really what Newton is going for. You can schedule an email to send. Okay, so I don't want this email to send until tomorrow morning at 9. But if that recipient emails you in the meantime, it'll stop that email from being sent.
Oh, that is good.
Isn't that cool?
I like that.
So some neat intelligence there. And then the next one is unread message reminders. So it'll tell you if you haven't read a certain message. I believe that's how it works. Like after a certain amount of time. Yeah. No, sorry. If the recipient hasn't opened an email in like 3 days, it'll actually send you a push notification saying, hey, this person hasn't emailed you in 3 days. Or hasn't opened it since you sent it.
It's like, Daniel, read your email.
So very full-featured. I consider it a pro that it's a paid app because you know that it's going to stick around, right?
Yeah.
But that is seen as a con for a lot of people. We had a lot of people emailing us last week like, hey, what's an alternative to Newton now that they're charging money? I get it. We don't want to be buying apps all the time, but if you're using this app every single day and you really like the features to help you get your work done, $50 a year, I don't know. I can't argue with that. So yeah, that's Newton. Anything you want to add to that?
No, that's cool. Good. Yeah.
The next one might surprise you. Is Microsoft Outlook is actually a solid email app. I was using it for a while. Spoiler, I'll let you know why I don't use it. It's a little cluttered for me. Like just the interface is very chock full of information. But again, that's a personality thing. And they've got a lot of features. So they can do like the snooze emails and so forth, which is very popular, which I love. It integrates with like PowerPoint and Word files. You can view them in more detail right there within.
This is the iOS app you're talking about,
yes,
right?
Yes, iOS app.
This is the iOS app.
Good point. Outlook for Mac, I just can't get past. I have a hard time with that app.
Even because of how it works and how it's set up and the databases, and that's different. The iOS app is a completely different experience.
Yes, if you use Apple Mail for your Mac, I still recommend trying out Outlook because it's free. Also, Outlook for iOS is free.
You don't have to use the same thing for each device.
Yeah.
You can use Apple Mail for your Mac, and Outlook, or another app for iOS. That is perfectly fine.
Absolutely. And one killer feature that Outlook has for iOS is when you're emailing someone a calendar time, you can it automatically can look at your open times on your calendar. Okay.
That's cool.
And you just say add available times. So it'll automatically pop in 1:30, 2, and 4 p.m., for example. without you having to think, and go look at your available times when you're trying to schedule something. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Again, Microsoft Outlook for your Mac, I really don't like. Not from a design perspective. I think I could get over that. But from a maintenance perspective, stability,
Yeah.
it's buggy. But I know there are some CRMs out there that have like Outlook plugins, and you really can't get past that.
Sure.
So if that's you, Godspeed.
I think the Suite
good luck.
setup recommends Outlook for iOS.
Really?
Yeah, that's like their
Okay.
top one. I
Cool.
think.
SweetSetup.com. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome website.
Yep.
Cool. Next one, Polymail. This is a new one, and this one will be real quick. It's cool.
That's it.
Yeah. it looks. I love the design. I think that's what brought me to it the most. It's very minimal, very clean. It's Mac and iOS, which is cool. I jumped in with both feet. Love the way it feels. But it literally took me like 30 minutes and one time like over an hour to receive an email. So
That's a deal breaker for me.
if you're a casual user, your iPhone is just for fun. It's not for work. It's a cool app. I really do like it. You're checking your email a couple times a day. Cool. But if you're waiting on emails or maybe expecting emails for clients, Polymail is cool. It's not ready for prime time.
When I tried it, yeah,
You
I
actually
made my
give it a
decision
shot.
within an hour.
Yep.
I tried it for an hour and was like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
You sent me a message on Slack like, nope. Took me
Can't.
30 minutes to receive it.
No.
Cool. Next one is Spark, which we both used.
yes.
You still use this.
I still use it for iOS.
Right. Cool. Now, Spark does not have a Mac app.
No.
That's really the only real con to this.
Yeah.
I like Spark. In fact, Spark has been the longest used app that I personally have used before I went back to Apple
But
Mail.
you moved away.
Yes. I've got email problems.
Where's the commitment, man?
I just can't leave Apple Mail. There's something beautifully
Going back
reliable about it. Yes.
Going back home.
So, some pros about Spark. It's got an integrated calendar. Okay.
Yep.
So you don't have to flip to another calendar app. It's got a calendar
nice.
built in.
Yep.
This is cool. Smart inbox. Okay. It automatically rearranges your inbox. I know that sounds terrible, but it actually works. They've done a really good job with this. So it'll break out newsletters from like humans that are, they call it something different, but I say humans, like
Right.
important emails on the top. And then another one is like notifications.
Yep.
If you have some, apps that like send you notifications.
Slack or something like that
Yeah.
sends me notifications. And it toggles back and forth. It's so easy. If you're like, hey, I need the full list. Give me the full inbox. You just toggle it off and everything's there. So
I love it. What else? It's free, excuse me. That's hard to beat. Very easy to use and set up. And then quick replies is a cool one too. I didn't use this a ton because
it's a little gimmicky to me. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't do emojis for email replies. So
you'll never see Justin use an emoji. That's kind of his thing. He's like the non-emoji guy on the team. I don't know why. I think you're missing out.
smiley face with one eye closed. Yep. One
Yeah.
eye wink.
Right.
Yep.
When you're ready for emojis, let me know.
Cool.
But yeah, so Spark has quick replies. At the end of an email, you can just reply real quickly with yes or like thumbs up. And so really cool, but that reply includes like a little bit of a design around it, and I don't want people to be confused. Like, did a robot just reply to me, or did Lucas reply to me?
Let's a legit comment.
Yep. So I don't use them. Even so, I was using it for like, I don't know, 8 months straight probably for the most of this year on my phone. They don't have a Mac app, hopefully, yet. And I think now Spark is by Readle, which makes amazing iPhone or iOS apps. So I know they're not a flash in the pan. I think they're going to start charging for like add-ons, like integrations with other apps.
Wow. That's cool.
Don't mark me on that, but I think that's what I remember seeing. Last, but certainly not least, is the Gmail app. So, actually, question from Daniel. Does the Gmail app work with other email accounts? Do you know?
That aren't Gmail?
Yeah, that aren't Gmail.
Yahoo.
I don't know. All right. Anyway, I don't think it does, but if you use Gmail or if your work uses Google Apps and you like the Google like terminology, the Google vocabulary of labels and archiving, A lot of people still love just the Gmail app, so not using any Apple app at all. So you're going online to check your Gmail with your Mac, and then on your iPhone, just using Google's own app.
Yeah,
So-
if you're a web-based Gmail person, you like to go to gmail.com and do all your mail.
Yeah.
But you really don't want to do that on the phone, which I don't personally recommend. The Gmail app is still really simple, kind of minimalistic in a way.
Mhm.
And you can use, I think, with multiple different accounts.
Yep.
But it kind of makes sense. Why would that work with an Exchange account? Or a different, I don't think
Exactly.
that it's going to, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm wrong, comment and let me know.
Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this little recap was, or kind of roundup, was good for you. We love trying out new email apps. If there's one that you love, please comment and let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what kind of content you want. We've got some fun episodes planned in the next several weeks. We got another guest speaker coming from the construction industry, get some real hands-on expertise talking about what apps they're using, how they're using their iPads in the construction field. Really cool. How the iPad has really completely changed the construction industry.
That'll be a cool
Construction
episode.
industry. So just comment, hashtag us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook with Ask Fuji with any question, like anything.
It really doesn't
We're
matter.
really-
Yeah.
Here just to hang out. So thanks for watching again, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Hey, thanks for watching. If you find value in these episodes, be sure to subscribe so you'll get notified every time a new one is released. Hey everyone, this is Lucas with The Fuji Show. Nope.